Hi everyone, happy end of the year of 2025. This is Charity with Faith Open Charity, and I am coming at you to tell you about my 2026 healing code plan that was revealed to me, and I thought it's so good that I wanted to share it with all of you, especially if you were the person like me and was the go-getter and had all of these things that you wanted to accomplish at each year or each Monday or the start of the new week or each day, all the things that you needed to get done. And I have tried so many things and read so many books on health and healing that I would like to share with you all the things that I've tried, and I wrote down all the things that I believe work very well for a healed, centered body that can get through anything and everything that life throws at you. So here we go. My 2026 healing codes, okay? These are very gentle, it's consistent, it's spiritually grounded, emotionally aware, root focused, for deep healing, no extremes, and healing from the inside out. Basically, I'm really focused on the root issues of anything. And I believe that stress is the core to most problems in life, meaning your health, okay? And if you're stressed, that causes lots of issues. And so if you know how to deal with the daily stresses of life and you can take them and protect your body, then I believe that you can have a really healthy life. And so here is my healthy lifestyle, and it's been tweaked and tweaked and tweaked over the years, okay? I've tried a lot of different things, and this is what I feel like produces the most mind clarity, energy, health, great immune system, just a really well-functioned body, and great for hormones, okay? It's all natural. And most of these things are free. And I just want to share them with you because I think they are very impactful, okay? Number one, morning light. Getting morning light in your eyes first thing every day sets you up so well. So that doesn't mean morning light from your screen, from your computer, from your cell phone. Getting morning light, when the light comes up, you're getting up and you're getting that light. I know it's a little harder right now because it's winter time. We haven't had power in 2 days. Yeah, we haven't had power in 2 days, so I've had time to think about these things of my healing journey for 2026, okay? So getting morning light, I do this really great in the spring and the summer, okay? It's much, much harder right now, but think about this when spring and summer come, okay? It's coming. Morning light, it anchors circadian rhythm. It regulates cortisol. It's great for your hormones, great for your digestion, great for your mood and sleep, and it's foundational for deep restorative sleep, okay? If you're sleeping well, you're healing well, okay? At nighttime, rest is what we need, okay? And for a great night of sleep, and I'm talking about falling to sleep fast and staying in a deep sleep all night long. And when you wake up, you are restored and you are ready. You're not tired, okay? That is deep sleep for me. Morning light is key, okay? I can tell you in the spring and summer, I'm out in the morning light. I don't care if it's cozied up with a blanket, if it's walking, if it's doing my devotions on the front porch, whatever, it's morning light, okay? In the wintertime, you might just need to sit in front of the window to get your next thing done, okay? Number two, my Bible and my Hear journal, okay? What I have been doing and I am loving is reading one chapter of the Bible each day. In that chapter, I am picking out one verse that stuck out to me. And then I am going to dig into like the context of that verse and explain that verse in a journal. So I write the verse down, I write the verse out, then I explain the context, I explain what that verse means, and then I write down how I'm going to apply that today and how I'm going to respond to that particular verse that day. And I am loving that. I'm loving it, okay? So that's my Bible and my Hear journal, and in the spring and summer, I will be doing that outside in the morning light, okay? First thing, it sets me up for a very successful day, okay? And then I'm also working on memorizing Matthew 5. Okay, Matthew 5. I was going to show you my journal. So get yourself a really good journal. Mine says Faith, Hope, and Love. That's my name, Faith, Hope, and Love, right? So it says Faith, and Hope, and Love. I was just given this pen thing for Christmas, but this is my Hear journal. And I will show you, like here is one, for instance, I wrote, this one is Luke 21. I wrote the verse out. I picked out the verse from that Luke 21, and then I explained it, replied to it. And so I usually do a whole page per day. And then as far as Matthew 5, I write that out like once or twice a week. Matthew 5, I write it out and I try to say it. And let me see here. If I can find Matthew 5 real quick. And okay, I'm not reading, I'm not looking at it. I haven't even practiced it yet today. Okay, but let's see if we can do this. Matthew 5. And seeing the multitudes, he went up on a mountain, and when he was seated, his disciples came to him, and he opened his mouth, and he taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for their name's sake. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for my name's sake, for they shall inherit the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they revile and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you for my name's sake. For something about getting glory. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yes, for rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so they have persecuted the prophets who were before you. So that's how far I've made it in Matthew 5. So I'm continuing on to memorize it, and the next part is all about being the salt and light, and I love the salt and light verses. Okay, so that's my memory. That's my memory verse that I'm working on, and I just do like one verse a day, and I write it down, I repeat, okay? Next. I'm continuing with my Psalm Sister group and my discipleship group because this is accountability for me. It provides structure for me. It gives me prayer warriors and connection, and that feels safe to my nervous system, okay? Everything that I've written down is all about having a well-oiled nervous system, one that is relaxed and stress-free, okay? And if you learn how to always dip into your parasympathetic nervous system, that is key, okay? Key to being fully healed and complete, okay? Next, this one is a hard one for me because I'm the overdoer, the overworker, the never stop girl. And that's why these beautiful things that are more restorative, but still are working so well for me, okay? Next one is my workout, okay? Before, I was addicted to working out. I've done all the workouts. I've done heavy lifting. I've done it all. And except for a slowed down workout. And I have found that I'm going to be doing Mari Windsor Pilates this year. Why am I doing Mari Windsor Pilates? Because it is so boring that I just like, how can I do that every single day? Okay, I'm committing to 4 days a week. It's slow down, and this is why I've chosen this. It strengthens deeply without overtaxing your nervous system. All right? So if you're working really hard like I was, and you have made no gains at all, and actually you're not feeling better at all, it could be too much for you, okay? Mari Windsor Pilates improves posture, circulation, lymph flow, balance, core strength. It's deeply stabilizing. It focuses on your core, your hips, and your back. It also focuses on deep breathing, strengthening from the inside out. It reduces strain. It lengthens your muscles while strengthening you. It builds long, lean muscle. Again, it's breath focused. It builds, and it shifts from the stress to restore. It's great for pelvic floor support. It reduces cortisol. It prevents inflammation, and it helps. It won't give you adrenal fatigue. Okay, so it's a slow down, very slow, focused on breathing and focused on your powerhouse, your core. Okay, so this is different than what I have done in the past, where it's like heavy duty, adrenal fatiguing. Like some ladies cannot handle going the route I was taking, okay? So Mari Windsor Pilates is what I'm doing, at least for the first 6 months of this year. Okay? Next is restore. Things that restore me. And there's a bunch in this category, and this changes through the seasons for me. But right now it's winter, and so this is the season I'm in. Sauna, dry brushing, castor oil packs, salt foot baths, and skincare. All of those things can be done at one time for me in my sauna. And so that is my winter routine. It will change a little bit when spring or summer comes, but restoring things that are self-care, restoring, because if you're totally empty, you can't fill anyone else up, including, you're just not full of life. Okay. So self-care, restore, those are the things I'm doing. And the reason why I'm doing the sauna, the dry brush, and castor oil pack, salt foot baths, and skincare, it supports detoxification. It's cleansing slowly. It's lymphatic flow, circulation, magnesium replenishment, and nervous system calm. Again, I'm focusing on the nervous system and being calm, stress-free for 2026. Hydration. The next one, let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 is hydration. Hydration is really important. Clean hydration. Okay. So, hydrating really, really well. I always think of half ounces of weight of your body weight. Okay. And I'm also always concentrate on apple cider vinegar with a mother, okay? And I do apple cider vinegar every single day. I think the best time to do apple cider vinegar is if you're eating even healthy carbs like any kind of carbs, but I only eat healthy carbs. So I like to have my apple cider vinegar before that meal. Apple cider vinegar, it helps with mineral absorption. I was having trouble even if I was doing all the right things for it to actually absorb into my body and my system to take it in. It helps with blood sugar balance, which is key to health. It is so key. Digestion, another one that's really key. And cleansing. Okay, so hydration and getting apple cider vinegar in every single day. Next, we'll talk about meals. And I have found the timing of meals is key for me, okay? What we eat and the timing of it, okay? So I find that works best for me is not eating for at least 12 hours at night, okay? So that's called fasting, and breakfast is called breakfast because it's breaking your fast, which is just giving your digestion system a rest at night. And I always aim for 12 hours. I actually like 14, 15, 16 hours. Sometimes it kind of goes up and down, which is good. It's not the exact same thing every day. And focus my meals on really healthy food, real ingredients, things that God made, things that you can pronounce, things that I can make myself, not boxed things, not processed things, no sugar. So real food, and it's always protein centered. So every time I eat, it is protein centered and healthy fat centered. I will get protein and healthy fat in every single meal because it's satiating and it helps slash all cravings and makes you not eat more than 3 times a day. Okay, so no snacks between meals. Protein centered, healthy fats, vegetables, a small amount of healthy carbs, and the key for me, and I think most people, is stopping eating after supper. So let's just say 7 o'clock. I like to aim for 6 o'clock, but 7 o'clock is a safe number in case we're running late, right? So I think the healing happens when you had a really good dinner and you don't eat after dinner and you've gone all night without eating, and then you wake up the next morning and you hydrate really well first thing. Me, I like to have hot water. You can even put real salt in it for electrolytes. You could put lemon in it for cleansing, gentle cleanse. You could add herbal tea to it, and no caffeine at all for the first 90 minutes because you don't want to rely on caffeine right when you wake up, okay? So I would wait 90 minutes if I want to have, let's say, a green tea with some caffeine, okay? So hydrating really well and not eating after 7 p.m. is so healing for the body, okay? Now let's talk about vitamins. Vitamins and minerals I have been taking for 25 years. There is one company that I really like and that has really good ingredients, clean ingredients, and a lot of vitamins that are cheap have crap in them. I'd like to say that we don't need vitamins and minerals if we're doing all the things right, but with the soil and the way the world is today, it's really, really hard to get everything in that you need. And I eat super clean and a lot of great foods, but I still have to supplement some things with vitamins. So I will show you my number one vitamin that I really like, and it's good for every human being, okay? And it is fermented cod liver oil. And it sounds like, oh, I couldn't do that. But let me show you it. This is what it looks like. It's not very big. Doesn't have a smell. It's not going to make you gag. It's super easy to take. but I think this one right here is super beneficial for immune health. Vitamins A and D, hormones, brain, skin, hair, inflammation. I really like this one. I do have a link if you're interested in this. I can put it down below, or you can just message me. I really, really like this one. I think everybody needs it. And the other one is this company. It's called Nature's Sunshine. This is the company I've been using for probably 25 or more years. They have so much, everything you could possibly need. And this one happens to be magnesium, which I think magnesium is a great vitamin that everybody needs. There's so many things, different varieties of magnesium, but this is just a bottle I picked up. And I do have a link for this vitamin company, and I can share that with you too if you're interested. So anyway, vitamins. So next, we're going to move on to movement. I know I already talked about what I'm going to be doing for 2026, but movement after meals is key, okay? Especially if your blood sugar isn't balanced. That is key. If you can figure out how to balance your blood sugar and not have all these up and down spikes and energy crashes and that kind of thing, that is key to having a healthy, healed body. So movement after you eat. Now I'm talking like you eat, let's say you eat breakfast or lunch or dinner. You go for a 10-minute walk. It's that easy. Or you just don't sit down. Don't sit on the couch, or don't go sit in your office chair. Do the dishes, vacuum the house, do a chore. Just don't sit down, because this helps support your blood sugar, which is key. It helps digestion, circulation, and reducing inflammation. I'm not talking a power walk. I'm just talking just moving, all right? So what I like to do is a short walk, doing the dishes. And I also have a rebounder, and I like rebounding to a favorite song. I put on one song that just makes me happy, and I will rebound. And that is good for a lot of things. Super easy on your joints and helps with lymphatic flow, which is another thing that a lot of people struggle with. And so I do like rebounding, but just movement after meals. All right. If we could do 10 minutes after each meal 3 times a day, that's 30 minutes of walking. But it's just an extra boost because you're doing it after your meal, because it's helping with digestion and blood sugar, which is key. Blood sugar is key, okay? Next is intentional time, specifically with my family. So I'm focused on seeing my daughter and my grandchildren every single week at certain time every single week. So it's like, that's in just what I do. And it doesn't have to be very long, but even if it's an hour, it's intentional time with a family member, okay? I love to have intentional time with my husband. I like to read to him, and he's usually on marriage books, but like prayer or reading with your spouse. And then I want to do things that I don't really like doing, but they like doing, okay? For instance, I started doing something I absolutely hated, and that was sitting in a deer blind. Hated it. But I started doing it last year, and that's part of doing something I don't like, but it's good for the person that I want to spend life with, right? Okay? Plus it's sitting, and I was like, oh, I can't stand just sitting, but that's what my body needs, okay? Rest. Next is gratitude. This gratitude shifts focus, it lowers stress, it improves your mood, and it's peaceful. So if you make it a habit to think about things that are good in your life, and maybe you need to jot them down. Maybe you're in this season where everything is stressful and you can't get your head above the water. This is time to pick up your book and write down something you're grateful for. If you can do 3, that's great. Like played a game with my son today, or I went for a walk, or my grandma called, whatever it is, simple things. gratitude and shifting your focus from poor me or negative feelings to a positive feeling. That is how you calm your nervous system. It's key. Next is breathing. All of these things I didn't have time for. Before I was too busy, and that keeps you in fight or flight. You're always not calm. Your nervous system, it doesn't like you. So you're not getting into your parasympathetic system, which is a rested state. Okay, so breathing, and this is something I had to learn. I had no idea what sitting down for even a minute without thinking about all the things I need to do. I had no idea what that meant. So breathing, and I am actually concentrating on breathing 3 times a day. So like morning, noon, and night. Just calm, like breath work. This heals at the root level of whatever issue, okay? So it activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So you're not in fight or flight. It lowers your cortisol. It places your body in a calm, restorative state. And then if you align this breath work with prayer, it realigns your heart with truth. Okay, so simple. Just taking deep breaths and thinking about positive things. So if you're in a negative, something bad just happened and you're in fight or flight and you're just thinking about negative things, you have to shift your focus to positive. So if you're like have an anger problem, when you're breathing, you're deep breathing from the belly up and you're thinking about, I am peaceful, instead of saying I'm so angry at this situation. Shifting your focus to the truth. Okay. This is also the next one. I call it healing code. Okay, and this is done 3 times a day. Also, kind of along with the breath work. It is the root level healing. So every issue you may have. Let's say you have eczema or some kind of skin issue. That's an issue, but you got to find the root cause of why that is happening to you. Like, oh, I've always had dry skin. I've always had itchy skin. It just runs in my family. That's not true. There is a cause behind that kind of skin. You can name the problem, whatever it is. I've always had headaches. I've always had achy feet, whatever it is, joints, whatever. You have to find the root cause of that, okay? And usually it's stress, okay? So finding a place where you can breathe, say positive things over your mind, even if it's thinking negative, you transform that thought into a positive thought. And this healing code time that I'm doing 3 times a day, I'm focusing on root level things that have been bothering me. Maybe I don't even know that they're bothering me. Maybe they happened to me 50 years ago, but it's still down there down in my soul, and I don't really know it's there. This healing code breathing prayer helps kind of dig those up, and God's timing brings them up, and then you're going to deal with them, and you're going to say positive things over them, and you're going to heal them from your cellular level that they're ingrained in you. They maybe be a wrong belief, something that you've been believing your whole life to be true. It just is ingrained in you, and you think it's true, and it's not true at all. It's not true. Just like I've had skin issues my whole life. It's in my family line. That's not true. That's unbelief. That's a lie that you're telling yourself. So you have to kind of like root out all of these beliefs. So on forgiveness, maybe you have to forgive yourself for something you did so that you can relax your nervous system, calm it down, transform your wrong beliefs. Maybe it's generational curses, something that's been in your family your whole entire life, and you just think it's who you are. That's a lie. It's wrong. It's not true. Fear, anxiety, sadness, anger, frustration, impatience, rejection, not being good enough, control, pride, loss of control. All of these things can be worked through in this 3 minutes a day that I'm doing. I'm talking 5 minutes tops, okay? 3 times a day. And breathing and doing this healing code where you're transforming negative belief system that's ingrained in you into a positive belief system, okay? Another way to do this is self-fulfilling prophecy. So you're turning every negative thought you have, I've been fat my whole life, and you're going to say something positive along that line. I am so happy and so grateful now that I am at my perfect weight. I am looking good and I'm feeling great. The perfect health I seek is now seeking me. I remove any blockages between us. So you're turning a negative thought into something positive, and you're speaking it in and over yourself instead of the negative ones. So that's breathing, healing code, self-fulfilling prophecy. Another one that I think is key, and I've already mentioned this in my 2026 healing code goals, is not eating after 7. Really, I want it to be 6, but I'm playing it safe and I'm saying 7. And the only way to be able to accomplish this and not have any cravings and be totally satisfied is if you eat right all day. Okay? But not eating after 7 is so good. It's great for your sleep, and that is when you're healing. If you get deep restorative sleep, it also supports your digestion, it giving you time to rest and repair. It's great for inflammation, and it's great for healing every cell in your body, okay? Not eating and after dinner, not eating, especially eating crappy food or even carbs after dinner, because that puts your blood sugar unstable, and then it's hard to restore and rest through the night where the healing happens, okay? How do we do that if you're craving things? Again, you could go back to the gratitude practice. You could go back to the breathing practice. You could go back to getting down to the root cause of why you're feeling negative, turning that negative thought into a positive thought. But it's also eating great throughout the day. So having a good breakfast, a good lunch, and a good dinner. That means it's protein centered, it's healthy fat centered, because that slashes all cravings. Eating lots of vegetables because you need your fiber, and that is how you don't have those cravings anymore. I can help you with all of that if you're interested. Okay, next is no screens first thing in the morning, and also an hour before bedtime. And this all relates to getting a good quality night of sleep. Okay, so in today's world, we have the phones, we have the laptops, we have the TV screens, we have all the electronic devices that are not good for us, okay? So it stimulates us, and then we don't get that good restorative sleep at night. So in order to get that great sleep that you need to reduce the stimulation and those lights, the LED lights of your screens an hour before bedtime. And then don't look at it right when you first wake up in the morning. You need that morning light, and that sets your circadian rhythm to get good quality sleep. Okay, so it reduces stimulation, allows melatonin to rise, and you will be able to stay asleep. This is my goal, okay? And anybody that is my age or older, I know that sleep can be an issue, okay? So good quality sleep to me is falling asleep right away, not laying there thinking about all the things you have to do the next day, or any of those issues of the heart that I've been talking about, anger, bitterness, stress, whatever. Falling asleep right away and staying asleep in a deep sleep all night long, not waking up at all until it's morning, the sun rises, and you wake up and you feel rested, restored, and ready to go. That to me is a good night's sleep, okay? And that's what I want for everybody. And if you can't do that, then we really need to work on your sleep habits, okay? Like I said, Morning light first, no screens. That is very, very helpful in eating healthy. Okay, next is I want to focus on others, because healing deepens when I'm aligned with God's design. Okay, more healing if I focus on others too. And then a decluttered space. I just think life is smoother when you live in a space that is clean and decluttered from everything. And this might involve some really deep cleaning of the home. And this may blow your mind, but let's say you have all these family heirlooms. You brought in boxes. Your husband brought in boxes. You've never opened the boxes. You have no idea what are in these boxes that came into your house 20, 30, 40 years ago. But they're in your house. What is in those boxes? What is in them? Is it good and clean for the environment you're in? Is it demonic? Does it need to be cleaned out? Does it need to be burned and crushed and gone? Okay? Maybe you've never thought about this, but what's sitting in your house? What's down in the deep basement corner? What is in the storage room? Maybe you moved into a house and there was crap that you just put in the storage room and you never even opened those boxes. You don't even know what's in them because it was from somebody else. That's important. It's important what you have in your house. You need a clean, safe space free of anything that could be harmful or a blockage to your Heavenly Father, okay? So my goal, I have to have goals because I'm just a goal-oriented person. I'm trying to make my goals very stress-free and calm, like I told you, all the things I wrote down, all deal with getting into the parasympathetic nervous system and healing from the inside out, healing every root cause. So if you're believing a lie, we're getting that out of your cells and we're cleaning out and we're having a body that's full of really clean, great cells that are going to work for you instead of against you. Okay. So I want to accomplish more of my basement clean out. I've been working on that and I want to finish that in 2026. And I also want to get a Song of Solomon bedroom. So if you have ever seen a really nice bedroom, I want to hear from you. I want to know what your bedroom looks like, especially if you've used Song of Solomon. I want that on my walls. So that's my 2 goals for 2026. It might take me the whole year to do it, but getting a really clean, decluttered space. And I also want to do a conference of some sort where I can learn and grow and deepen my relationships every single year. I also want to share my testimony sometime this year. And again, I do have a book club, and so I want to invite you to my book club. All my books deal with some kind of healing, mind, body, soul, spirit, health. I love health. I love an energized body that is aging well and a metabolically fit cells renewing kind of body. I'm in for the long haul health. I'm not into quick fixes. I'm not into skinny. I just want a body that is my cells are really healthy. Okay, so I do have a book club, and I want to. I'll just see. There's my books. I do read a book every single month, and my book club kind of shares my lifestyle, and I love supporting women with a healthy lifestyle that is not overdoing it and is all about the nervous system. Okay, so the favorite book that I read every day is here again, and then here's my Faith, Hope, and Love journal, and you can write your gratitudes down. You can. This is the book that I just finished that is called The Healing Code, and I kind of talked about that in my 2026 Healing Code year, okay? It's from this book. But I want to invite you to January. The book I'm reading is called Forever Strong. I just dropped my bookmark. Forever Strong, a new science-based strategy for aging well. That's my goal, is aging well. How to reboot your body to burn fat, fight heart disease, reverse diabetes, stay sharp, build muscle, and boost energy. This is by Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. It is on my website if you're interested. You actually don't even need the book, okay? If you want to join my book club and just share in my healthy daily habits. If you have any questions about anything that I shared for this gentle, consistent, spiritually grounded, emotionally aware, focused, deep healing, no extremes, healing from the inside out, I would love to start a little accountability. And I will have that. I have that on my website if you're interested. And joining me for all these practices that I just mentioned. I'm also going to be reading the Obesity Code this year. I'm going to be reading The Search for the Perfect Protein because I'm protein focused. I'm also mind focused. I have read in the past a book called The Soul Mend about healing the soul, and it talks about a lot of the issues I talked about. Where did I put it? Wrong beliefs, unforgiveness, generational curses, fear, anxiety, sadness, anger, frustration, impatience, rejection, not being good enough, control, pride, loss of control. You just have to be honest with yourself and ask for help or an enlightening of what any of these issues that you may be dealing with that you don't even know you're dealing with. This one's called Soul Care. So this is another book I'll be reading this year. And Dr. Joseph Mercola, Effortless Healings, 9 simple ways to sidestep illness, shed excess weight, and help your body fix itself. That's another book I'll be reading. I do have the book code link. The Plant Paradox, the hidden dangers and healthy foods that cause disease and weight gain. So even if you're eating healthy, there are certain ways. Timing is huge, okay? When you're eating, that is also key. And then I love, this is a book I read in 2025, this book. Metabolic Freedom, a 30-day guide to restore your metabolism, heal hormones, and burn fat. I really, really enjoyed this book, along with this book. I think these 2 books in 2025 brought a lot of healing, and they're going to stay on my bookshelf. Okay, they're going to stay on my bookshelf. And if you want to learn how to not eat past, say, 6 p.m. And be able to make it 12, 15, 16 hours without eating, this is a great place to start. Again, I've read lots of health books. This is my stack for the next 6 months. If you're interested, or if you're interested in an accountability partner, and help with anything related to mind, body, soul, the nervous system, the parasympathetic system, cortisol, hormones, healthy hair, healthy skin, getting toxic things out of your home. I feel like I have lived and done it all. So anyway, that is what I've written down. I do keep a journal, and I kind of go through and I write things down throughout the year so I can see where I'm at. But that is my code, 2026 healing code, morning light, my Bible and Here journal, scripture memory, keeping up with my Psalm sisters and my discipleship group. My workout is Maori Pilates because it's healing and it's not overtaxing my body. Restoring through sauna, dry brushing, castor oil packs, salt foot baths, skincare, hydration, my meals, what I'm eating and when I'm eating, my vitamins, my movement after meals, my apple cider vinegar, my intentional time, my gratitude, my breathing, my healing codes, my self-fulfilling prophecies, no eating after 7, no screens after a certain time, focusing on others, and declutter. That is what I'm focusing on 2026. I would love to hear from you. So please write me down below if anything stuck out to you. If you were that person that had to go, do, and went always in fight or flight, and you have no idea what it means to rest and relax, I'm your girl, and I'd love to communicate. So tell me, what are you thinking for 2026? Do you even think about these things, or you just move on into the new year? Are you the person that overthinks it and writes down all these goals and you never accomplish them? I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, have a blessed 2026. Take care. Bye-bye.